Hi, I'm George Cox for ActonTV. We have a great show coming up for you today. We're featuring the West Acton Fire Department's new Engine 23, highlights from the Acton Boxborough Rotary and what they're all about, and coming up after the break, legendary Wayne Wong. ActonTV stopped by Neshoba Valley Ski Area in Westford to talk to legendary godfather of freestyle skiing, Wayne Wong. Hi, I'm George Cox for Talk of the Town at Neshoba Valley Ski Area in Westford with legendary Olympian Pam Fletcher and legendary godfather of the freestyle skiing, Wayne Wong. How you guys doing?
We're having a great time. The snow is up terrific out there. The weather's perfect.
Nice. And Pam, tell us what's going on this weekend.
Well, Wayne Wong is in town, and he and I are going to be giving ski tips out on the slope for anyone who's a Type 2 skier or better. Just have to be an advanced, intermediate, or expert skier. You'll find us out on the hill. We're going to start as early as 10 o'clock in the morning, and all you need is a current season pass or a lift ticket to join in the fun, and the instruction is free.
And Wayne, you know, I just saw a video of you from, what, 1972, and you've been active for how many years?
Well, my professional skiing career started in 1971, where I went to Waterville Valley and competed in the very first national championships of exhibition skiing, which became freestyle skiing.
And how did you develop your style? I mean, you have such a unique style, very groundbreaking.
Well, back in the day, in the early 60s, when I was learning how to ski in my local mountain in Vancouver, Canada, the mountain wasn't very big, and so the terrain wasn't challenging. So I started to learn a bunch of tricks on my own, and at that time, we didn't have anybody to really coach us. It's what I saw in the videos and ski movies, and I would accidentally learn tricks. And so I had a whole bag of tricks by the late 60s, early 70s that nobody had ever seen before. And so when I came to Waterville Valley in 1971 to compete in this championship, I unleashed all these tricks, including the famous Wong banger.
You know, he has more tricks up his sleeve because technology has changed so much since the 70s now, and he's holding a special ski in his hand. Tell us what you have here.
So, you know, I've been involved in skiing all my life now, and I've seen a big change. When I first started skiing, we were skiing on like 200 centimeter, what we call straight skis, you know, very, very little side cut. The next technology breakthrough was probably in the early, mid-'80s when the shape ski came into fashion. And that significantly changed how people skied and how they stood on skis. And so the next technology breakthrough was I met this engineer out of New York who came out with this idea of a true suspension on the ski, which ski engineers have been trying to figure out how to dampen the ski, how to reduce chatter and vibration. And by these springs here, it just loads the ski up and tries to keep the ski in maintaining contact with the snow, unlike the conventional.
Yeah, let's compare, because this is so different than the conventional ski, because this you can actually adjust to your liking. You can adjust the tension,
yes,
which is amazing. All right, and now, what's the difference?
Well, this is one of many different types of shape skis out there. This has a lot more shape than others because it's really meant for carving. You know, when the snow is really smooth and there's not a lot of new snow, this ski is meant to be tipped right on edge, and you can see because of the side cut, it actually, if you pressure, it'll just come right around. Now, Wayne's ski is quite different because it actually has a structure that's mounted on the top of the ski that can create a different type of a tension for the ski, so the ski can become stiffer or more or softer depending on what you want for your performance.
And why is this important now to have this type of technology, Wayne?
Okay, I'll let the cat out of the bag right now. I'm turning 69 years old. Well, I am 69, but
by the way, you're my hero.
Thank you. By
70 soon.
But as we grow older in skiing, we're looking for technology to help, help us ski longer. We've heard lots of people get out of skiing because of fatigue and injuries and stuff, and they can't ski anymore. So all my career is, I'm looking for longevity in the sports, and I'm taking advantage of all the new technology that I can, handle.
And what advice would you like to give people who have been skiing and maybe are getting older? I mean, what keeps you going?
I think it's a passion for the sport. I think, I have never had a bad day on the slope. Even if it's pouring rain, I enjoy the sport so much that, and the best part about it is for me to be able to give back to other people. Because in skiing, it's whether you're a low-level skier or an advanced skier, we've all experienced and it's so cool to share that with a new skier who comes up and says, I did this bunny hill and then I went over to the black diamond, and we've all done that as we grow up, and it's so cool to feel the same feeling that the novice and new skier is having as well.
That's excellent.
And one of the nice things about having Wayne come each year to Neshoba Valley Skier, this is his 45th trip to Neshoba to work with people. I remember back when I was 9 years old and he taught me how to do my first freestyle maneuver. I believe it was a tip roll. And that was just, I was over the moon. But I think the neatest thing that I've learned from working with Wayne on the hill is, we both are so passionate about the sport. We love it so much that when we give some advice to folks out on the hill and we see them get it and they make that breakthrough, that improvement, Wayne and I are over the moon. I mean, we are fired up because we love to see the improvement. We love to see people understand something that has been we are so passionate about and has brought so much fun in our lives. So we hope to pass that on to others.
And I think I need a ski lesson because I feel like I'm in ski royalty right now from these two. I couldn't start in a better place. And if people want more information about your gear, where can they get that, Wayne?
The best spot would be to look on ActonSkis.com, and it tells you all about the suspension system and how it actually works.
Excellent. Well, thank you for talking to us. And if you want more information, visit skineshoba.com. I'm George Cox for Talk of the Town. The Rotary Clubs are a great organization. Here's our local Acton Boxborough Rotary to tell you what they have to offer.
I joined Rotary about 3 years ago. My husband and I had been looking for a volunteer opportunity, and a friend of ours who was a Rotarian mentioned that we might be interested in checking out Rotary.
When I first joined Rotary, which is now about 3 years ago, we looked at charities in town, and I was vaguely aware of what Rotary did. I didn't have a lot of detailed information.
I had become the Director of Human Resources with the town. I didn't know anyone. I really didn't know much about Acton. I didn't know much about the community. Even though I lived the next town over, everything brought me more towards the Boston area, less so towards Acton. And so this gave me an opportunity to become more part of the community.
My journey here in Acton Boxborough Rotary for the past 11 years now has been magnificent. I grew as a person, I grew as a leader, and I created the most valuable relationships and friendships that will last forever.
We came to the Acton Boxborough group and were welcomed right away, put to work right away. I became the person in charge of bringing speakers into the club, and it was a great way for finding the resources available in our community, the good projects that were going on, and the kinds of things that Rotarians were interested in.
A lot of people will say, I want to get involved. How can I get involved? I want to give back. I want to give back to my community. How can I do that? And with that, that's what Rotary gives us. It gives us that avenue. It gives us that camaraderie, that group that we can always go to and know that we can be part of and know that they're there for us and we're there for them.
I happen to chair one of the events that we do throughout the course of the year. We have many, and that's called the Reality Fair. And essentially what that is we go into the local high school and we teach kids about living life on their own and what the reality is of being able to fund their transportation costs, their living costs, their food, their clothing, internet, all of the things that we're very used to as adults. It's a new world to them.
I've been involved in everything possible that our club does. With the youth programs, with the international programs, membership initiatives, different events, fundraisers, and it helped me personally. It helped me in my business relations, and it helped me to grow as a leader.
One of the things that I like is the Wings and Wheels event that takes place at the Minuteman Airfield all summer long. The proceedings from Wings and Wheels are non-designated so that we can put that money wherever we think it's best needed. And it has gone to such programs as supporting a Girl Scout project, supporting a girls' school in Afghanistan.
We do things with the local skilled nursing facility where we go in and carol at Christmas time and bring gifts and things that, and we supply dictionaries to third graders, and everyone's so used to using the internet, they forget the dictionaries are still a thing.
The funds that we raise, our fees, or anything that we're involved in, is that we know that it goes towards some of the issues that Rotary International is involved in, whether it's clean water or fair housing and fair trade. And it's just so exciting to learn about those new aspects.
One of the first things that impressed both my husband and me was the campaign that Rotary has waged against polio. The idea that an organization could over time pretty much eradicate a horrible disease from the earth seemed like a group that we were interested in being a part of.
We're now down to 2 countries where polio still raises its ugly head, and that's Afghanistan and Pakistan. But other than that, you know, we've really put the money and effort that Rotary puts forward to raise awareness and raise treatment and prevention.
You can find like-minded people everywhere in the world. In more than 200 countries. As of the moment, we do have 1.2 million Rotarians around the world.
Rotary is more than an organization of businessmen. Rotary is open to anyone who has a desire to help.
Professionally, you may work full-time, you may work part-time. Personally, you may belong to an organization, a few organizations. And what I find with Rotary is that it brings together, for me, my professional life and my personal life. It allows me that avenue to be able to give back.
Come and explore what Rotary can do for you. I think you'll find that you'll walk away feeling better about yourself and better about your community as well.
Join us, join our family, our fun family, to make a lasting impact in our community and in the world. Joining propels you in ways that you've never imagined possible in your personal and business relationships, in your personal and leadership development. And it offers, through service, the opportunity to change the world.
If you'd like more information, please visit our website at actonboxboroughRotary.org or our Facebook page at Rotary Club of Acton Boxborough. We hope you join us.
On Friday, March 1st, is Comedy for a Cause, and here is headliner Jerry Caruso, who sat down with me at the ActonTV studios, and it's all to benefit the Acton Community Supper. I am here to talk about a special event going on Friday, March 1st at the Boxborough Regency, Comedy for a Cause, to benefit the Acton Community Supper. I'm here with the headliner, Jerry Caruso.
Hey, how are you?
Good. So
nice to see you. Nice to meet you.
You too. You too. So tell us, how did you get into comedy?
Oh God, it actually started when I was a kid in elementary school. I started entertaining the schoolyard kids at St. Patrick's and Lynn, and doing voices in 7th and 8th grade. Then when I got to high school, St. Mary's, must be a Catholic school thing. By the time I got to St. Mary's, it's like junior and senior year, I'm doing the same thing out in the schoolyard. Then they had shows. Then they had the rallies for the football pep rallies. And I announced the football players in different voices. And they loved it. And then I did the senior banquet. But then it took me so long to get back into it. And then finally, by 1993, I got back into it and I stuck with it.
So give us one of your voices.
One of my voices, one of the voices that's kind of the biggest hit is like, it's almost like Bill Clinton because everybody still remembers him. And if I bring up women, people love it. And I love it especially. Everybody knows that. So people will get into it when I do the voice. They're like, oh my God, you know. So there's that recognition. You know, that's all they look for. You know. Sometimes it's older voices and they go back to like the Godfather and they think it's funny, you know.
I'll give you an offer you can't refuse. Come out to the show, support Acton Boxborough Rotary Club. They do good things.
And people will like, wow, how'd you do that? I go, I don't know, I just talked, that's all. So they always say people that do voices, you gotta have a keen sense of hearing. That's what I think that it is. Even though after 60 you start going deaf, but you know, that you don't hear what your wife's asking you to do.
At least you still get your marbles after 60.
That's right,
you know?
That's right. That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. And you know, being a comedian, do you sometimes like tell a joke and it doesn't go over, but you laugh anyways? You know,
well, if it doesn't,
I do it all the time.
Yeah, but if it doesn't go over, the big secret is, excuse me, is you crap all over yourself. Like you make fun of it, or you say like, oh, I thought that was funny, or you could grab a piece of paper out of your pocket and just crunch it and throw it down like, that's not going to work. I ain't using that one anymore. So people laugh at that because people don't realize they want to laugh at your tragedy. Like if you're doing bad, so I'll make fun of it. And they're laughing like, oh my God, he thinks that's funny and it wasn't even funny, but he's funny what he just said. So it's like, you know, you work on it. You don't show them that you're sweating up there. You just show them like you're having fun, you're having a great time, and this was funny. You didn't think it was? I don't care. You know.
You know, and everybody needs to have a good laugh with everything going on in the world right now. And tell us how you got into Comedy for a Cause.
Well, it's called Comics for a Cure. Back in 1994, I'd done a benefit for AIDS research. So back in the 90s, AIDS was really prevalent. So this guy, Barry Anson from Leominster, said, I'm going to put together a big benefit, and I want you on it as part of it. I'm going to have 4 comics, you and another guy, and I was only 2 years into the business, and he goes, I want you on it. And so we went on it, and me and my friend went back and forth. He did Reverend Jim, remember the guy from Taxi?
Oh yeah.
Oh, kid dog. Slow down! And I did him better than him, but it didn't matter. I just played along with him. So I was doing a voice, and he did a voice, and we were promoting the show. We were telling jokes on stage. So a guy was at there, and it turned out it was a Monday night in Fitchburg in the most dingiest place. Actually, it was a good place. It was just downstairs. It was black with fluorescent paint. I go, who's going to come to this? 400 people showed up on a Monday night in August. And it was a big hit. They raised over 10 grand.
Wow.
We didn't ask for any money. I only been in the business a year or a little over. It's like, I have no business asking for money, but it's good to help people out. One guy, Tony Marcus, was at the show. He planned another show, a spin-off, smaller group. And then he goes, I got to meet with you. I go, what do you mean? He goes, can I come over to your house? I want to talk about comedy. I go, yeah. Came over, I made coffee. It was actually good, I don't believe it. Well, but it was instant, it wasn't difficult. So he came over and he started talking about, We should do more benefits like this and fundraisers. We should call it Comics for Something. I go, Comics for a Cure. It rolled off my tongue. Since then, it hasn't stopped.
And remember, if people want to come see you, it is Friday, March 1st at the Boxborough Regency. Tickets are $25. You can get them at Gould's Clothing, or you can get them at the door that night. And it's all to benefit the Acton Food Pantry and Community Supper. I had a chance to stop by the West Acton Fire Department for their unveiling of their new life-saving Engine 23. The West Acton Fire Department unveiled its new Engine 23. Here's Chief Robert Hart to tell you more.
So I'm Chief Robert Hart from the Acton Fire Department. We're here today with Charlie from Seagrave and Kristen from Acton Finance, along with Captain Robert Smith. Captain Smith's on the Apparatus Purchasing Committee, and we're taking delivery of our newest Seagrave fire engine, labeled number Engine 23, running out of our Station 3 in West Acton. So the big ceremonial, here's the check to Charlie. Thank you for paperwork. So now we're going to hand the mic over to Captain Smith. He's going to give a tour of the new engine.
So as we step up into the apparatus, it's all driver comfort. We made it so the switches are very easy for running the lighting. With 4 switches, we can light up the outside of this, so in the dark, it's like daylight. Very nice engine to operate and easy controls. We have five seats in here, 2 in the front and 3 in the rear. Each seat has an air pack attached to it, minus the driver's seat. So as the firefighters are getting ready to fight a fire, they can sit in the seat, get their apparatus all together and their CBA on, and they're ready to go when they step out of the engine. This engine has a 1,250 gallon a minute pump, and it has foam on board. It's a waterless pump. The first compartment coming back on the body is your engineer's compartment. It pretty much is adapters and hoses for helping us connect our to our pumps. We got a couple cross lays in here. They're both 200 feet, and we color code them so we know where the line is going. So we have struts on here, stabilization struts. So for a motor vehicle accident or something that needs to be stabilized, we can quickly deploy these to stabilize. So if we have a patient that we need to get out of a vehicle and we're worried about the vehicle rolling, we can hit these with these 2 stabilizations, stable it, and be able to do our job efficiently. We have a blitz fire gun. This would be set up if we had a fire and we're trying to protect exposure. So we say we have the house across the street on fire and the one next door is getting close to being on fire. We can set this up and put a hose stream in between them to protect it. In a rear compartment here, we have rescue saws. So we have a vent saw, chainsaw, and a regular rescue saw. We have battery operated saw and other odds and ends. Pretty much all for rescue work. 4-inch hose sits in here. We have 2.5-inch hose at 400 feet there. We have suction lines that sit inside the body, so if we had to draft from a water source, our suction lines will sit right in the back. Easy to deploy from. 1,400 feet of 4-inch hose sits in the hose bed here, and then we have 400 feet of 2-inch line up on here that we can connect to the rear of our engine here and fight a fire off the rear if we had it. In here, we have our AmpGis battery operated tools for auto extrication. We have our spreaders and our cutters, all in a nice tray. And we have a whole battery charging kit here, and we have some rams that sit up in behind here. And a nice battery operated cut wheel. I'm gonna just leave that open for right now. a ladder sitting here. So we have extension ladder, roof ladder, a pencil ladder, a backboard, and a couple hooks for firefighting. As we come around to the right rear compartment, and this compartment isn't completed yet. We have a system that's going to go in here to organize our airbags. So we have airbags for lifting if we need to lift. And then we have assorted firefighting tools hanging on the board. We carry our fire extinguishers on the right side, and we have a lockout kit for those who may be locked out of their vehicles. These two holes carry SCBAs just like the other side, so we get capable of carrying 8 spare bottles. And our right front compartment here is our medical compartment. And down below, what you see in here is a couple portable lights. They're battery operated, help light up at night. That's the basics of the vehicle. It's a very nice vehicle. It's a 3rd Seagrave we've got. We've been fortunate, and we thank the town and all those who support us.
Well, that wraps it up for this edition of Talk of the Town. If you have a story idea, or maybe you're in a nonprofit and you'd like us to feature your business, drop us a line at ActonTV.org. We're going to leave you with highlights from the Chinese New Year from the Acton Senior Center. I'm George Cox. We'll see you again next time.